Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. We are delighted to see you here this morning. And, we're always excited to have the opportunity to share with you on our Saturday morning trainings. This morning, we really want to focus on the GotBackup fundamentals. And honestly, it is the network marketing fundamentals. And we're going to give you everything that you need to know to be successful in this business or any kind of endeavor that you do. Obviously, we want to focus on GotBackup here to help you grow your business. So let's welcome some of the folks that are here this morning. We have Guylaine. Welcome, Guylaine. Great to see you here from Quebec. We have Suzanne. Welcome, Suzanne. Marie-Paul from Ottawa. Welcome. I know it's getting pretty cold back there. We have Bruce here from Florida. Hey, how are you, neighbor? Let's see here. We have Stefan. Great to see you here. Welcome from Seattle. We have Benjamin. We have a Legacy. We have Jacob. We have Lara. Great to see you from Belgium. We have MC from Texas. Hope that you are recovering well, MC. Hope you're doing well. We have Kim from Florida. Hey, how are you, neighbor? Hey, and let's see here. We have Siku. Great to see you here. Good evening. We have David from the Philippines. Welcome. I know for you it's your morning. And we have Mary from Panama. And everybody else, welcome. That's why we want you to come here bright and early so we can catch your name right from the beginning. So Tammy, you want to share a few words as I share the slides?
Oh, we're just excited about today's training, and make sure that you're taking notes. And I think the most important thing is to take action, right? So it's great to show up to trainings. It's great to take notes. But when you start taking action on it, that's practice in building your business. And the more you do this, the more successful you'll become. So make sure you take that to heart, and whatever we teach you, apply it so you can grow.
I agree. Now, the thing that we really want you to focus on today, and by the way, if anything resonates with you, feel free to share it on stage here. In the comments, and if I feel that it contributes to a point that we're sharing or something that people can benefit from, obviously everybody can see your comments. I will bring it up forward for everybody to see. The thing here that's very important is to focus on three major things: simplicity, the residual, and duplication. People don't like complicated stuff. I know that for some of you, maybe dealing with a cloud storage might be a little bit over your head, but folks, don't overcomplicate things because the software does all the work for you. And we'll cover this as we move forward here. But simplicity, the residual aspect of things, and the duplication, that's what creates residual income. Okay? So now, what is this training for? Like, who is it for? Well, it's for members, right? For new members that are just getting started, fresh off the press, but it's also for the builders, the people who actually want to make money with this. If, let's say, your goal is not to make a lot of money, but just to have the service, you are so welcome because you're in the right place. If you want to make money with this, well, you're definitely in the right place also, because we're going to tell you some of the principles on the fundamentals for you to do that. Again, we want to focus on simplicity, the duplication, which is absolutely critical. And I think it's where most people tend to lack effort in, is to really reinforce the duplication process. And the thing is, we want to, for people that want to focus on the long-term success, this is what Tammy are all about. If you notice, we are there at every presentations, at every trainings, unless there's an event that's taking place, or let's say that we're going for vacation. Even then, we'll find a way to communicate stuff to you. So the fact is consistency and commitment. These are two aspects that are very, very important to stay focused for the long term and success.
And it's also great, Chris, for builders who are working within their teams, because some of you are mentoring individuals, some of you are mentoring a core group to help them get to the next rank. Take these training ideas and implement it when you're working with your team members. So we just want to make sure we got every angle going for everybody to evolve and get to the next level. That's what it's all about, you guys. It's about getting to the next level. So wherever you're at now, it's to get to the next level.
If you can follow a system, folks, you can win here. Mm-hmm. That's the message. And what is this training not for? Like, what is it not for? Well, it's not a hype. We don't do hype. Hype will work on a short term, not long term. This is not pressure. We're not pressuring you. We're educating you. We're providing you information. And sometimes there might be some moments where we're trying to inspire you to move forward. And it's not just Tammy and I. There's many of the wonderful leaders here that are doing very, very well. You can see them in every presentation we do on Wednesday evening. They're the diamonds, okay, and the emeralds and the rubies, right? So these and the sapphires are the upcoming leaders that are moving towards the direction of diamond. So the fact here is the pressure does not work. It is short-term gain. It is not complicated, folks. We do not want to complicate things. And we have people, we tend to overcomplicate things all the time. And it's really, 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 really simple. This is not a rich, quick scheme here, folks. This is a compound interest that will eventually grow as you keep depositing into it. And that's the thing that we want to focus here. This is a real business with real value, but you need to contribute, folks. It's not just going to happen because you sign up. You have to build your business as if if you buy a piece of land, your house is not going to be built just because you bought the piece of land. You need to put some work into it to be able to build that beautiful house on that piece of land. So that's exactly what you got here.
Yeah, and if I could just add to that, Chris, I know when I first got started, I took a lot of things personally when I was new and growing. Don't take anything personally when you're connecting with people. If it's not their time, it's not their time. Move on. There's so many people in the world, right? And don't keep that pressure, like Chris said, on you. And you'll learn. It'll toughen your skin when you start letting go and just move on. There's so many people, whether they're team members that's not ready to run, whether it's prospects that are not ready to hop on board. Just keep going. Okay, just keep going, just keep growing. Because what happens is there's so many watchers out there, social media watchers, your friends are watching you, and when you're growing, sometimes it can intimidate people, but you know what? You got to keep going. It can also inspire people to want to be where you're at. So keep going, keep growing. There's one thing that Chris and I are doing right now. I took a course, but we also hired somebody, but we're going to be cloning ourselves because there's so much we have to do. We need to start really tapping into the AI, and we're having a lot of fun doing it. We pulled all our audios together. We've got all our photos ready, and we're ready to do videos next. And you guys are going to see some content's going to come out. And we're telling you, it's because we're growing and we're going to get to that next level. And anybody who wants to go and grow, just learn on the process.
This is the key. See, Tammy and I have done very well. And again, I'm not trying to brag. I want to impress upon you my point here. We're doing very well. But the reason for that is that we're constantly, and I really appreciate you posting this in your is keep growing, keep growing, keep growing, keep going, keep growing. This is us. Right now, we're moving into this AI era. I mean, it's all over the media, right? We understand that, but we're not just watching, we're applying. And that started from the days of the 2020. I hate the word pandemic because it was such a horrible time. But from the 2020, and that's when everything started realizing, okay, we got to improve. We got to evolve. We can't just rely on hotel meetings and meeting people one-to-one. We need to focus on one-to-many. How do we go one-to-many? In other words, you're presenting something to many people that just keeps evolving and evolving and evolving. Now we're kind of moving in that era, but now we're moving to a new era. And as Tammy stated, we just completed our cloning of our voice. It's amazing.
Now we just got to do video for 30 minutes.
And I didn't see these things, but I wrote it and it converted it. And the next step now, we're going to be doing the actual video itself. I'm telling you, folks, you won't be able to tell the real me and the real Tammy and the actual AI Tammy and the AI Chris. This is what's coming. This is the future. We are literally teaching AI to duplicate who we are. This is the thing about growing and growing and growing. Now, back to the training here, folks, is the problem with GotBackup is we solve. What do we solve? You have to understand, if you want to sell the value of what we have to offer, you have to ask yourself these questions, right? Everyone has digital data. Everyone has those digital data. Data loss is a common and a very costly problem, folks. Very. Most people are under protected.
Yeah.
This is the reality. Your photos, your videos. Think about this, and I talked about it. I talked about this often in our presentation. Imagine you being at your daughter's wedding or your son's wedding, and your son said something to you privately, or your daughter, or your brother, or your sister, and it's recorded on your phone, not the professional camera person, but you, and it's on your phone, and it's nowhere else, but it's never been backed up. So if it's not backed up, and God forbid something happens to your phone or your phone disappears, the stuff goes with it. People don't realize how important it is to have an insurance policy, matter speaking, when it comes to your data, your precious moment of life.
Yeah.
This is what we're solving here. So it's not just an opportunity, folks. It goes way beyond that. It's a real product. And the fact here is, why does that matter?
Before you go there, Chris, I want to talk about that, the the problems with not having things backed up. There's so many stories that you're going to get just by prospecting people. Like, I was talking to one of my growing up best friends growing up who got married later on in life. Her wedding pictures are gone. And I get goosebumps just thinking about it. My cousin, I'm creating this legacy animation of the 18th century, 19th century of my family. And my father passed away 5 years ago. And so I contacted my cousin to get my uncle's phone number because I didn't have it. And I asked him to send me some pictures of my dad and my uncle when they were babies. And unfortunately, he got back to me saying that he'll send me what he had, but my uncle had a fire and all their pictures were lost of my grandpa, my great grandparents. So it's these are the stories that people go, oh my gosh, I have to make sure everything's backed up, right? Because it becomes very emotional. You guys know Joel's story. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Okay, cool. I thought you had more to say. No, and that's a really good point, Tammy. And this is exactly the point I'm bringing over. So data loss, folks, equal emotional pain.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing here. And also financial pain. So we need this protection. See, the monthly service create residual income, folks. And people already pay for this subscription. Do you understand? So people already pay for these subscriptions, so they understand the value. And if you're able to project the value, well, then you have residual income for life. This is why it matters. What we have here is very important. It's in everyday people's lives, in businesses. So important. And what we're offering here, and I love the Pro package because it comes with a whole series of applications that you can use. See, the product is credibility, folks, but you have to understand the value of it. Don't just rely on others. At the beginning, it's totally fine. I suggest if you're brand new at this, you don't know anything, you're green, and you're not sure what to say, well, at least point people on the right direction. Invite them to the Wednesday presentations. They are great presentations. They are short and to the point and very educational. That's the company presentation. Now, there are also many wonderful, amazing leaders that are here. And I really appreciate the great leaders that are doing well, that are still here to learn. The greatest leaders are the greatest students. I'm telling you, folks, that is an understatement. But the fact here is that there's a lot of great leaders presenting in their own respective markets. So I don't want to say one because I have to mention all the other ones that are out there, but you know who you are.
In different languages too, yeah.
Exactly. And just think of the possibility with AI and how powerful this is becoming, where you can do a presentation in one language, and then with the AI, you can have 15 languages on the spot. I mean, folks, there's no limits where we're going with this. See, the product creates confidence once people acknowledge that, oh, my stuff is on the cloud. It's all there. It's safe. That's why often I play the Emily video where Emily's in Italy, I believe, and then she drops her phone and it breaks up, and she's
Paris.
freaking out.
Yeah.
And suddenly she gets another phone. She logs into your GotBackup app, and all the pictures are there. She can bring them all back. Do you understand? So this is the point that brings confidence and credibility, right? So that's the thing, is a customer creates stability. So some people may not relate so much on the cloud for some whatever reason. It's not, but they may relate on the memory place, or they may relate on the testimonial generator. That is so important for social credibility. So if you want people to trust you, or to buy from you, or to want to do business with you, I'm telling you that if 2, 3, 4, 5 people have shared a testimony about you, about something you do, something you contribute, that creates social credibility, where others are going to say, oh, let me check him out. Let me check this out. So that's what the link generator is awesome for. And remember that your list is your lifeline. Your email list is your lifeline. This is where you can communicate everything to everyone. And that's what the Senshark is all about. And folks, I can go on and on and on here. The VDuber, that's your own personal YouTube channel, but without all the commercials around it. Do you understand? And the funnel generator, this is really important, because some of you may want to have your own video. Maybe you want to do your own AI video, and you'd like to have that one. Well, with the funnel generator, you can actually edit some of the funnels that are there and use your own video, and you can have your own emails, your own series of emails, and you can change the language as you see fit. So keep that in mind. And even if you don't speak the language, I'm telling you, ChatGPT does amazing translations to translate some things, because remember, you're not writing a book here. They're just little segments to convert. So again, just food for thought. So this GotBackup Pro has a lot to offer. And of course, you know, folks, that there's things coming. I know that there's just going to be the memory place that's being launched to the general public. Not everybody's in GotBackup, folks. Not everybody's in GotBackup Pro. But the general public may want to see, hey, I mean, I'm a photographer. I have a business. I have lots of clients. This stuff makes it so easy for me to share those pictures, and you can make it downloadable or not. If you're a pro member, you have access to all of that. It's all included. So it's an absolute no-brainer. So anything you want to add to this, Tammy?
No, keep going, Chris. Yeah, I'll just add
Yeah, no, absolutely. So why, and again, I say product first here. And the reason why I'm saying this, folks, is there's always been a debate in network marketing. Do we talk about the opportunity first? Do we talk about the product first? It's really up to you. In my case, I know that there is a lot of, let me rephrase that. A lot of people think like consumers, not like entrepreneurs. If you're talking to 100 people, I can tell you that 90% of them, they're thinking, how much is that going to cost me? Mm-hmm. And the 10% are probably going to say, well, how much profit can I make with that? Obviously, these are the business builders. But the 90%, that is the majority. So because people always try to understand the value of what they're paying for, that's why I mentioned product first. But please, if you are a business builder, don't feel like I'm confusing this here. If you want to lead with the business and follow with the product to add value, absolutely. In fact, I've been doing this for years and years and years and years. But I'm just telling you what I'm realizing, especially on social media, when you're dealing with one-to-many and people don't know who you are from Adam, and you're talking to people that I've never seen you before, what it is you're posting online, that's how people think about how much is this going to cost me? Is this valuable to me? Okay. And the thing here is, once they understand the value, and you know that with GotBackup, you have a funnel. Let me rephrase that. You have a capture page that has, the reason why I say funnel is because people put a name and email and follows up with other things, but this is really a one pager. Okay. And from there, you simply capture their name and their emails. Okay. And this here is extremely useful, because you can use the 7-day free trial. For someone who's very skeptical, they don't know you. So without paying a dime, they'll have a little back office that will show them all the tools to be able to install the computer app and the mobile device app. And then they receive emails 7 days after they're trying the software to encourage them to activate their membership. So that is part of, again, the in the back office. And again, all the trainings, every presentations we do on Wednesdays, and I'm sure others talk about it. That's the reason why I talk about it, so people understand what are the features and where you can find these things. That's included with your $100 a year or your $200 a year. Of course, if you get the pro, the original price is $500, which includes the $20. After that, it's $199. Okay, so I'm just kind of giving you the facts here on the sign up process. But the point here is all of these products are going to help you create credibility and confidence, and that creates stability. And when people are using a service where their precious data is on the cloud and you know it's there, they don't want to quit the service because they want to remain safe. If they quit, it's because they never installed it. They don't know what it is. Nobody even told them that it exists. They just want to make money. It's okay, but again, that's short-term business. Tammy and I always build for long-term, establishing credibility, relationship, belief, so we can invite more people. So that's why I'm saying here, product first. Anything you want to add to this, Tammy, as we move to the next one?
Yeah, you don't want to bring people in and keep bringing people in and not guiding people through the process, because some people are going to be falling out quicker than you can expect. Some of you have already had this experience if you've been in this industry. I know we have, and you learn along the way. And the key is, when people get started, guide them, you guys. They need to see the value. They need to see they need to know the tools. Like, the moment I sign somebody up, we get it. We hop on a Zoom and we walk through some of the things that they want to accomplish. We go through the stuff that they need, the basics that they need to start the foundation, which is, I'm sure Chris is going to be sharing shortly in this presentation. But yeah, you got to guide people. If you just sign, great upfront money, but in the end, you're going to be constantly doing the upfront money. Now, I'm not saying not to do that, because you should be doing that.
That's how it begins.
Bring new people, but make sure that they're guided and they're plugged in and they know where to access things. Because sometimes on the platform, I'll look on the Facebook platform and there's people in that platform, they have no clue. They don't even know what to do, because they just got started and nobody has guided them. And it's so important to do this. We can't stress this enough, you guys. If you want to build long-term relationships, number one, long-term income, it comes together. Okay? Very, very important.
I totally agree. So as the products start to sink in and people see the value, often the 90% I was telling you about, now they see the value of an opportunity behind this, because they know a lot of people that could benefit from this service. Okay. So you can leverage these global trends with GotBackup. And that's where the opportunity comes into place. So it is a subscription-based income. So as people get involved, then your income compounds. It's like compounding interests. And as the people in your team are duplicating and they're inviting customers and business builders in the process, this is when things become interesting for you. And it becomes a monthly residual income, which we also have the weekly, depending on how many people come into your business on a weekly basis. Every Friday, you know that there's money being sent to your PayQuicker or your Wise account directly from GotBackup, which then you can deposit to whichever account that you choose that you're associated with. But that monthly residual income commission is absolutely awesome. It's what's going to keep people for the long term. So we want people to make money. That's what's going to get people to stick around. But not just about the money, folks. It's a combination of the use of the product, because we're not selling snake oil here. We're selling a legitimate, tangible business and a service that people can actually use. I use it almost every single day, folks, to either communicate information to the public out there. Even Tammy and I, as we're working our AI stuff, I do some things here and I share it on the cloud. I share the link so she can have it on her computer to be able to upload it to her own profile and things like that. Use it all the time. So the thing is that you want to build through sharing, not necessarily selling, but sharing. That's what works. And
Yeah, people don't want to be sold. They want to buy. People want to buy all the time, you guys. If people see value and they know that they need something, and you can create some emotional attachment to it, they're going to sell themselves. You don't have to sell them. And that's the point. And I love the fact that, the word subscription based, you see that everywhere now, like Netflix and all of that stuff. But in network marketing, we were all trained, and companies were all like auto ship. And you say the word auto ship and people get freaked out, right? But when you say it's subscription based, people are used to it. Netflix, Amazon, you can choose to buy it one time, or you can choose to subscribe and get a better price. So I love the subscription based process. So if you are in the industry of network marketing and you have that mindset of what we were all, we were used to, change your words to subscription based, just like, and explain it to them, just like Amazon, just like Netflix. People are like, oh,
agree.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And weirdology 101. Don't worry. The steps we're going to share with you in a moment. Okay. So again, folks, simplicity sells. It's a simple system that will turn into a long-term income stream. And how the income is created, folks. Now, we have plenty of training. I'll point out to you in a moment where you can find these. But first of all, you want to use the product. Use the product first. Familiarize yourself with the content and the product and the service. It's not hard, folks. You just need to do the steps. Tell me, I can hear an echo. I don't know if it's your speaker too loud or something. So the other thing is you want to share your link. Share your link. And the links I'll point out to you in a minute here. Well, it's actually right there. They're part of your back office. Okay? And the fact here is the more link you share, the more customer you will gain. And when I mean customers is also associates, business builders, GotBackup calls them. And in the process, you will start building a team. And one thing that's really important as you build a team is to be part of a community. GotBackup as a Facebook group, which has a community in there. Are you part of that? Are you part of your team WhatsApp or your team Telegram? Are you part of it, or you just get annoyed because there's too many messages? The messages are there to educate. These are people that are active. Messages don't come fast enough. People that are not active, they get annoyed by the messages because they're not doing anything. Just keep that in mind. Are you an active participant or just a watcher? Eric Warrior calls them the posers. And then, folks, I'm not trying to be offending or anything. I'm just trying to be direct. Why is it that some makes money and some don't? These are the fundamentals that we're telling you right now. Are you taking action, or you're just sitting on the sideline watching the highway driving by? So monthly residual income, folks, is the consistency of doing the simple steps in providing these links. And there's 7 ways to earn. If you don't know how this works, we have 2 years of content on our YouTube channel, which I'll point out in a minute. 2 years. It's there, sitting. There is not one training that we've done that has not been recorded. Everything is there. You can choose which one you prefer. You just need to show up for class and pay attention to the information that's shared. And you will find a consistency will be, the more consistent you are, the more speed you will see. That's how important that is. And these links that you see here, I like this one if I'm doing my social media platforms. That's the link that I like to use, this one over here. I send this one if I come across someone that's very, let's say, resistant to the industry of network marketing. Because for me, that industry has set us free, literally set us free. It has completely transformed our way of life. Do I believe in it? You bet you are. We believe in it. We've been living it for 18 years. We understand the value of it. But a lot of people have not, because they've tried and failed, tried and failed, tried and failed. And why did it fail? It's because the fundamentals were probably not applied. And I find that Joel here did a great job. It's a little mini back office that is free, that does not give you access to all the tools. It gives you access to education on the network marketing industry and how you can benefit from it. So as people, and if you've never seen it, you have the link. Just opt into your own link and start receiving the emails if you bought those emails. If you didn't, I suggest you buy it from your back office at GotBackup. Okay, and absolutely awesome. Now, Tammy, I'd like you to focus on this one, because these are the 4 fundamentals to keep things simple. If duplicated, you will move up in rank by default. Back to you, Tammy.
Okay, so this is your step-by-step, you guys. And it's all about building customers. It's all about promoting every single day. And you got to follow up. If you don't follow up, there's no paycheck. Okay, follow up is a big part. And unfortunately, many people really don't master that part. Follow up, follow through, follow up, follow through, follow up, follow through, because today might not be the day for them. It might be in a week from now. It might be in a month from now. So you want to have a follow-up process, which means you got to be organized for that. And then you want to plug people into the training. Once they get started, you got to plug people in, right? So that's the whole process of going through, getting them started, activities that they need to do, having a follow-up system. But here's how simple it is. And we've learned this years ago. We've made all the mistakes in our profession, and we've learned, if you can keep something so simple that every single person that comes in can do it, then it will multiply over and over and over and over and over again. Okay, so the simplicity is, once people are signed up, that's number one, get signed up, and then start sharing your links as much as you can every single day. Set some times to build your business. If you don't set times, the day goes by and you're like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it tomorrow. How many times have you said that to yourself, right? So you got to schedule this into your life, into your business, because if you want to make money, you got to do this. And go sign up 2 people. Out of all the links that you're going to send out, people are going to be interested, especially when you follow up with them. Okay. If you're building this online, it's totally different. It's throwing out your ad campaigns and stuff like that. And people are going to just click on and sign up. But once they're in, you got to help them get started the right way. And so the key is to get your 2, one left, one right. Simple, right? Once you got your first 2, you did it, you guys. You can go get 2 more, right? So again, number 3, repeat the process, go get 2 more. And then you teach them to do the exact same thing. So really, there's 3 steps. And the rest is you teaching people how to duplicate the process over and over, and teach them to teach their people, and teach their people to teach their people, and teach their people to teach their people. And that way it gets duplicated, and you're not the superstar. You're not the one that's always plugged in, always on. You got to train people to do the simple things.
And folks, have you noticed that a lot of the segments on this training presentation reflects the presentation we do on Wednesday? And the fact is, the presentation that we do is designed to apply the fundamentals, to establish credibility, to see the value, to understand the costs. And when we show this, again, establish social credibility. This is social proof. We are in 164 countries out of 194 or 95. Do you understand how close we are to be all around the world with the recognized countries around the world? This is quite significant, quite significant. So that established credibility for the customer. And it stabilizes your income. So the use of the product yourself will help you understand the value. Again, we're repeating some things that are important to repeat, and share with people you know. The customers will build the foundation. And when I say customers, folks, I don't just mean people that are just sign up for the product. I'm talking about the resellers, because you understand that there's a lot of resellers that are not necessarily building, they're also just using the product. And they stay active because the product is useful. For you, it creates stability, income stability. That's why this training is so important. That's why I'm telling you, this is an epic training. This is very, very important. Once you understand these basic principles, you just can't fail. So going back to promoting daily, which is a very important, is to promote your event, folks. You can't just do one post and think that everybody's going to see this. You know, Joel is a prime example of that. And he shared us on his past trainings, is he started posting, and at the beginning, it was a little slow, but he kept going. He kept going. He kept going. And you know, there's a program coming in that you'll be able to plug in if you're part of the GotBackup Pro package. So I do recommend for you to update.
Oh, yeah.
The fact here is you will be able to duplicate that. And I know that he's creating an enormous amount of libraries of videos that you can use, that you can pre-booked into your social media platforms. And that's why I mentioned earlier, which link that am I using? Well, I like this one because it has a great video. But I can tell you that as Tammy and I are developing our AI capability and features and so forth, and we start creating these presentations that are going to last a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or 15 minutes, seconds, or whatever, I will probably replace this, right? Maybe a 5-minute video, and it'll look absolutely professional with real people. And again, this is how we're evolving. And the fact is you need to promote daily. That's why that tool that is about to be released, if you're a pro member, you'll have access to it. You don't want to miss out on that. And I know that it has to be released in a very strategic manner, because we have to be careful with the spamming and things like that. And Joel is following this very closely. But the fact is, imagine the power of having thousands upon thousands of people promoting regularly, how this will impact the company, which in turn, if the company is profitable, you understand that increase the value of each share. We all benefit from each other here. The more the company do well, the better we all do. That's the power of daily promotion. Very important. Use your back office links, folks. Use your back office links. And those of you that are AI aware, utilize that to expand your reach in the way you communicate. And remember that don't just rely on AI, because AI is very robotic sometimes. So you want to humanize that. So you may want to do some small adjustments when it spits out some information, but it's entirely up to you. It's just a recommendation. But this is what you need to do on a daily basis. That's the key. That's it. Promote, promote, promote. That's how this works. Okay? Anything else that you want to add as I move on?
Well, there's a couple of questions I'd like you to address before we go into the follow-up.
Uh-huh.
And one of them was asking, do you
lead with the opportunity of the product?
Lead with the opportunity or the product?
Yeah, in fact, Anthony, I saw your message and I was thinking about it earlier, and I just literally about 10 minutes ago talked about it. So I suggest you come back to the recording and just listen to it, because I talked exactly what you should do, what we do based on our finding over time. Okay, so I don't want to repeat it because we do need to move forward, but the answer is there. No, Michelle says, can you explain the lead in to sharing your link? I suggest that, in fact, let's go to the next slide here. Here you go. Okay. I suggest you go there. Okay. So anybody, you can actually, I don't think you can click that on the screen here, but let me see if I can just, can I? Can I copy this?
And it depends on who you're talking to as well when you're connecting with people. I tend to when I'm just connecting with people, I'll just have a normal conversation, and then I'll lead into, do you have a cell phone? If they have their phone in their hand, I'll ask them questions about their what service they use, and the conversation will lead into something else. So the key is, what's really important, to just be yourself and just have normal conversations. Because when you start scripting, people know you're scripting, right? You just got to connect with them. And one of the things that I like to do is, I like to say, I came across something that I'm super excited about. You got to be passionate when you're doing it. And then I go and I show them the GotBackup storage, and I showed them how organized my folders are now, and that I'm able to get 6 terabytes for $10. And it's great for families, especially if that person's a family person. And you got to follow the conversation, because if you have a script in mind and the conversation goes into another direction, and you're not in the moment connecting with that person, then you're going to get really off, right? So you got to connect with people. That's what's important. And practice, you guys. I know when we're new, it's uncomfortable. I know when I was first new in this, and at the beginning, honestly, I didn't see the big value. I didn't see the value. I was excited because of the cost factor, but when we started seeing the folders and being able to access them, being able to share, and all of the stuff, that's the features, the extra features, that's when I really I'm like, oh my gosh, Joel is so generous. I really got it. But until
Too
you
generous. He gives a lot.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it's
So
unbelievable.
So one thing, folks, is looking at this slide here, the fortune is in the follow-up. I know if you've been around this industry, you've heard this many, many, many times. I've heard that like 15 years ago, 18 years ago, in fact, even prior to that. That still applies. These are constants. They don't change, like gravity. It doesn't change because time keeps moving forward. These are consistent things. Following up is key. And in the this link here, which is to share with you, you'll find that one of them is called the Success Cycle series. Okay. And it contains the prospecting mastery, inviting, following up, third-party credibility, and handling objections. These are the main 5 modules that I suggest you listen to. And if you want further, like to really understand the science behind how to really succeed in all of this, take advantage of the VIP, the VIP Boss Street. The VIP Boss Street here is absolutely awesome. It's part of your GotBackup back office, right? Joel did an excellent training, and we are doing too. And you're looking at $10 a month for this thing. I mean, it's kind of a joke, right? It's $100 a year, $10 a month. I listen. You have no idea how inexpensive that is. Folks, these trainings, people charge $5,000, $10,000, $30,000. I'm not kidding. $10 a month is a joke, but it's available to you. And as you take advantage of that, then at this point, I thought I had it here somewhere, but let's see if that works. No, it
Chris,
doesn't.
I learned a lot with the VIP Boss Street. I learned a lot from Joel's training
As a
on
matter of
email
fact,
marketing. Yeah, there was so much value there, and especially subject lines. That was a yeah.
It's a community. You can see there is some feeds here. There's some communication going on. And what's really cool is on the courses here, you have in-depth information here. Email marketing, emotional intelligence. Folks, that training alone can completely change your life. You blueprint, right? Your breakthrough blueprint, the Success Cycle series. This one, there's 13 modules. We go into an in-depth training. So, and examples and so forth. So there's a lot over here, and it goes beyond that, because every month We also do trainings that we apply that goes into some fundamentals, the reset protocol. And there was some training on, for example, the email marketing. You need some help there on how to move
Yeah,
around
I
that.
went into depth
Yeah.
on that stuff. Yeah.
Attributes of leadership. So this is constantly evolving. So again, just want to bring this into perspective that if you need help, the help is there. The help is there. Okay. So the fact here is most people need reminders also as you are sharing an opportunity. Don't just expect that you send the link and you're going to go into it and they'll check it out. You need to be reminded. And the thing is that being professional, not pushy. Be professional, not pushy. Create value as to why they should look into it. And use the available GBU training tools, the free ones and the one that's nickel and dimes that offers you literally tens of thousands of dollars of value that we paid to access to be able to have that information to put into a training format. I'm telling you, folks, you have everything. And this here, there was a question from, let's see who it was. I can't see it anymore. Of course, it's buried with the other questions. And someone was saying, what are the step-by-step? Well, here's the step-by-step, right? So what we're doing here is getting started right, building your business, signing up GotBackup, how to make money. So all the information is here, okay? So the fact here is we also have the GBU YouTube channel, which we just point out to you. We have the training team calls that we're doing as we speak here, and other leaders are doing their own also. Follow your leaders' guidelines. That's the reason why they're diamonds, double diamonds, and above. And the thing is, focus on the duplication. And feel free to take advantage of this, okay? It's really going to give some guidelines. You don't need to use that. It's entirely up to you. But we know that a lot of you are standalone and you may not have an upline that's all that active. So you're trying to figure this out. Well, we're giving you the roadmap. As Dr. K always stated earlier, we have all the tools. Let's start making money. Let's start making money. We got the tools available for you. So in moving forward, folks.
Yeah, Chris, I added a folder there on reseller to share the emails. I was sharing this on one of the Saturday sessions, and I mentioned that we had, I think it was 7 or 8 emails for the people that signed up. When they sign up, they get the welcome to the team, and they get all the steps that they need to do.
You're talking about the VIP training you did?
No, I'm talking about the boards.
Oh,
I
okay.
promised it on one of the Saturday sessions. And I had to generalize it because everything was like personal for Chris and I, these emails.
Do you remember which button this was for them to find this?
Reseller follow-up emails. So you guys can go check those.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if I'm totally finished. Honestly, you guys, we've got a lot on our plate, and I'm working on this as the system is growing. And I revamped all of this platform. I simplified it this year. So you're going to see, anybody who's ever been in the boards in the past will see that I really created a lot of structure in this. And it's really designed for everybody to grab and go. And anybody who has a paid account, just so you know, anybody who has a paid account, and you don't have to have a paid account with boards, you can actually just copy it and go and paste stuff to people on WhatsApp, or like
Cool.
in the prospecting part, or whatever it is that you want to send information. But you can send it, if you have a paid account, you can send it directly from the boards to somebody. So anyways, just wanted food for thought for all of this.
Yeah, what she's talking about, a paid account, is with board, you can use the service for free. I believe you can have 2 boards. After that,
2 boards.
if you want to use more of the features, then I think it's $100 a year. You understand what I'm saying, folks? Everybody has a subscription-based business model. That is the future. Little bits, but being purchased millions of times. That's the future. That's what we're talking about. Now, back to duplication here. Again, we're bringing back this slide because that's what we want you to. If there's anything that you got from this entire training, is this duplication. Simple action, easy to teach, that brings consistent wins. That's what we talked about. Sign up, register 2 people, one on the left, one on the right. Do it again, one on the left, one on the right, to prepare you for the next level, which we want you to reach the goal level. So you have a total of 5 people. So we're showing go get 4, because that's the minimum requirements to start earning a lot of the qualification and create duplication, which is number 4. If this here is repeated, 2 and 3 is repeated every time someone signs up, that duplication is what will grow your business. That is the compounding effect that creates millionaires in network marketing. That simple system will bring consistency. And one thing that's really, really important is your mindset, folks.
Mhm.
If your mindset, I'm telling you, I can teach the same stuff to 2 people. Let's say one person is rich and successful and one person is poor and has never seen success. The one that's rich and successful becomes poor, exactly the same as the person. There's a video that was sent earlier and I love that one. So the rich guy is poor, has nothing, lost everything, nothing. And the poor person remains where he is. The same information is taught to those 2 people. And the mindset of the person that used to be rich have made an impact in his results, and because the way he decided to reinvest his money to expand, where the poor person was so happy to have all this money, he went in and spent it all on a wonderful meal and all the things that he never had. And every time there's a new income coming in, he spends it all because he's enjoying it. Well, the rich guy took a little bit of that money to survive, to feed, but he took the rest and reinvested it to expand. Within a short period of time, the rich man that was poor became rich again. What's the moral of the story? The mindset of the 2 people were different with the exact same opportunity. This is the reason why some of us do very well in this business and some of us can't even move forward. It's the mindset. How do you perceive yourself? Do you see a positive line, a positive direction, or you're always stuck in the world of negativity? And this is where your mindset, master your mindset, break barrier, and unlock your true potential. That's a training that we did that was done well back. And I really, really recommend you go and listen to that one. Okay. So understand that the winning mindset, it's a marathon, folks. It is not a sprint. It's like if let's say we're a little bit overweight and we want to get back into a good shape. I'm telling you, folks, it's not going to happen within the first month. In fact, you may even actually looks worse, right? Because the body's starting to transform. The muscles are building up, but it's pushing the fat up and it looks bigger and it looks more uncomfortable. But if you stay with the program and you're consistent at it, eventually things start getting better. Same thing for your business.
Yeah, an example. Yeah, Chris, because Chris knows what's going on with me. I made a decision in January because I'm in post-menopause. Maybe some of the ladies can relate to that. And all of a sudden, weight gain just happens in the midsection, and long story short is I made that decision in just a week ago that I was going to get back on track and I want to get back to that body that I've always loved. And you guys, it is commitment. It is consistency. I can say that because I literally changed my routine and I realized some of the things that I was doing was not serving me when it came to nutrition. I'm talking portions wise. I've always ate pretty good, but I just changed a few things in my routine, not much, but I was consistent at it. And I lost 5 pounds in 5 days. but I'm not at the fat loss part yet, because they said that when you're between 7 and 14 days, that's when you start going into the fat loss part of it. So I'm really looking forward to my journey. I decided I was going to be consistent, and all the desires and the cravings, I just keep my mind busy. I drink more water. I do things to do
Yeah.
that. Well, the same thing with business, you guys. When you make a decision and you have a goal that you want to hit with a rank, start with the fundamentals. That's what I did. I started with the fundamentals, and then I was consistent at doing that. And all the things that were wanting to distract me, like wanting to have maybe a treat, things like that. Same thing in business. There's going to be things that'll distract you, right? And you just got to say
So
no,
yeah,
no, and put your blinders on, like a horse race, the horses with their blinders, and you got to focus on what it is that you want to achieve.
yeah. We have
Okay?
3 minutes left, Tammy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now, and I appreciate that, because that's the reality
Yeah.
of the mindset you've just expressed. So what's going on here, folks, is success is boring. It really is. It is done daily. Do you show up to your weekly presentation or daily presentations regularly? Or do you always skip it, skip it, skip it, skip it, skip it? Invite people to watch your presentation if you're not presenting. Do something on a daily basis. I know it's boring, folks, but that is the price to pay to have the success. It is the consistency and the congruency that will make a difference. Very important. So moving forward as we end here is, what's the action plan? Well, if you've never logged in your back office, and I'm telling you, folks, there is an amazing amount of people who sign up who've never signed into their back office. Sign in to your back office. Sign in. Choose one link. Choose one of those links that we showed you earlier and share it with someone right now. Do it. As soon as this training is done, I know some of you are just going to turn the computer off and go back to your Saturday and move on. And I understand that. But commit to do just that. Log into your back office. At least identify which link are you going to promote. Let's do that today. Not tomorrow, not on Monday, today. Because I assure you on Monday, you'll forget all about the training. Really important. And let's share it with anybody.
And go in every day, you guys, not just one day. It's got to be a consistent thing. The more consistent you are, the better you'll become, right? And the key is to constantly talk to people. It's got to be a routine for you. And it's not easy at the beginning, I can tell you. Whatever goal you have will never be easy when you first start, but then you get into a rhythm. And then it becomes part of your daily routine without even thinking about it, without even having to force yourself on some days. It just becomes natural for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, I can relate. I totally understand. Weight loss is to fight like a gorilla, a 1,000-pound gorilla. I don't know how much they weigh, but it is hard. You got to stay with it. And it's so easy to fall off. I'm telling you guys, I keep looking at this bag of chips and I fail miserably often. But the thing is, I take less, right? I take less. And I know I need to move if I'm going to do this.
Same
right?
thing
But
in business. That's the thing. There's always going to be that temptation. There's always going to be that struggle. You got to be plugged in. If you're not plugged in and you're not committed, you're not going to get the results that you're looking for.
I
and
agree.
You can't blame a company. You can't blame your upline. You can't blame people if you're not getting results.
Oh, yeah.
And
Take responsibility for yourself. I agree.
Look in the mirror. Have I done what I needed to do to get my first 2 or to get 2 more or whatever your plan is? Look in the mirror at the end of the day. Because if you didn't do what you were supposed to do, maybe you got to work on that. You got to work on
final thoughts.
Yes.
Believe in the product. And if you don't, figure out a way to believe into it. Understand it. Because often it's a misunderstanding that creates a confusion that may be the reason why we don't have belief in it. Trust the process. What we're teaching you, we're not learning on your dime here, folks. You're not, well, not that you paid for this, but you know what I mean? Right? So the fact here is you are learning from experience. Follow the system. We explained to you what the system is. It is so simple. Stay consistent. Freedom comes from the fundamentals. That's what successful people do. That's what the rich do. They apply the fundamentals. So, and I'm not talking about inheritance here. I'm talking from someone who built it, someone who made it. So the call to action, folks, here, take action today. Log into your back office. Find out which link you want to promote and start, create a message, share something to, if it's a text message, a WhatsApp message, a Facebook message, a TikTok message, whatever that is for you, Pinterest, whatever, and share it. And plug in. Don't just stay on the sideline, but show up for class, show up for the presentation, learn from the presenters so you can have your own verbiage to be able to share within your social network. So they feel that you know what you're talking about. The more you hear it, the more it becomes part of you. And help others do the same. Ask questions. And folks, let's build this thing together. There's absolutely no end how far you can go with this opportunity, folks. It is entirely up to you. And your mindset will determine how far you can go or will go. What you think about expand. It is crazy how much quantum physics and science that is being made that are showing the power of the human mind. What you think about expands, folks. And it goes way beyond that, as a matter of fact. You can even change anyway, I'm not going to go too much into science here because it's freaky. The fact here is, do not underestimate the power of your thoughts. Be careful what you think about and what you focus on, because it is contagious and it could be good or it could be bad. But what you focus on is exactly what your life will look like. If you're not happy with the results you are right now, start changing the mindset by reading content, watching content that will feed that side of you. And that's how you get success. So I'll let you finish this, Tammy.
I just want to give everybody a tip, because we're telling you to take action, and you know, when you're new, it's like, so what do I say? You know, we got the boards, you know, stuff that you can say, but just out of the top of my head, you can put something. If it's people that you know, you can say, I came across something that's trending. That's it. And just send your link. Send your link. Okay. And you can follow up with them. Just say, hey, did you have a chance to look at the link? Right. But if you give too much information, sometimes it's too much. We really believe in curiosity, creating curiosity that people are going to click. But if you start explaining things and then you send a link, you may talk them out of it. I came across something that's trending right now. Okay, simple. Just keep it really simple and send out, I don't know, 10 of them today, and just see what the results are going to be. If you send out one, you know, you don't know, right? But if you send out 10, you might get 3 people out of 10 that have put their name in their email. One may have already signed up.
Remember, it is the consistency of repeating that same action that's going to give you results. So folks, listen, if you like this training, just smash that like button, put some comments in there. Let us know how you feel. Let us know how this impacted you. It just really helps us improve and add to the content of our trainings. As we evolve, we're going to bring the content in our trainings, and we want to help you. So if we pay it forward, we understand that everybody benefits. Everybody benefits. The company benefits. The company benefits. We all benefit. So have yourself a wonderful rest of your weekend. Stay tuned for your leaders trainings and presentations that are taking place throughout the weekend, during the week. And on Wednesday at 8 o'clock Eastern time, Tammy will be on. We'll be there like clockwork, and we'll be presenting the opportunity. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And bye for now.
Have an awesome weekend.